All right, so here's a project that my son and I has been working on for the last year and a half or so. I was inspired by the Warthog from the video game Halo. So him and I started to build something that's similar to the Warthog. I'm not a big fan of copying other people's work, but I was inspired by it. So we kind of just built our own stuff, but kind of looked like it. So it's kind of a cross between a HUMVEE and a Warthog. Basically, is a military HUMVEE that we bought from an auction, and took the body out, sold it for I think $1,500 altogether, just the body to somebody, and we kept the frame and drivetrain, and so we built our own body on top of the what they got. So here we are. It kind of looked like a Warthog, but you know, it still have HUMVEE features. We're still gonna have the intake just like the HUMVEE does. We're in the process of building the hood right now. These are 40-inch tires, and it's got a 3-inch natural offset to the rims, and then we put a 3-inch spacer, so it's actually 6 inches offset right now. You can see it sticks out quite a bit. This side, I just want to see what it looked like. This side doesn't have the 3-inch spacer, so I don't know. Him and I kind of just, you know, trying to play around to see what's the not a good offset for the wheels. These are real nice looking rims. These are aluminum, but they do look like a military design. Here's the part where it looks like a Warthog. You just step on it and get into the cabin. Size look kind of like a Warthog. The back looks a little bit different. We just designed it the way we like it. These still got the HUMVEE wheels. We only want to try the front because we were playing with the steering. So the back, kind of, I want to have some GM features. So these are actually the tail lights for the Corvette. So we have, I took off the tail light from my C6 Corvette. They're almost round lights. They're actually oval, but they do look round. So it's gonna go on there. It's got some GM features. These 4 holes here, this is a 4-inch, I believe. Yeah, it's a 4-inch OD exhaust tip that we can have 4 of them coming out. It's probably gonna come out like an inch or 2, make it look real nice and aggressive. You can see the exhaust tips is right up there. We're probably just gonna sand that down and paint it black, flat black, to make it look nice off-road. LED lights gonna go on here, so it's got nice and off-road look to it. Let's see, walk on this side, not much different really. Yeah, it will not have a roof except for just a little console up there. It'll be wide open. It's meant to be an outdoor vehicle. And then we're gonna have a built-in winch. It's all framed inside there. So we're just gonna drop a winch in there and it'll be completely tucked away. We gotta completely take in all this up and control arm, everything down here needs to be taken out, sandblast and repaint. So it's gonna look nice and new when we're done with it. Interior wise, this is what we got so far. We already had the steering wheel, you know, tested. Everything is working just fine. Yeah, on that side it'll be a steering wheel, and then 2 seats Yep, this will fit 2 custom seats. And then back here, we're debating we might put a couple of folding seats back there so we can take a couple of passengers. The middle is going to be the exhaust pipe, and then it comes down into the front. This is going to be a console, and the only thing different that we're doing to the engine is that we're putting a turbocharger in it. So you can see the 6.5, actually this is a 6.2 liter diesel, does not have a turbo, so we went ahead and put one in. I already did the exhaust side of it. Still need to do the downpipe. No, actually I believe we built the downpipe already. It's just not installed. Yeah, we built it and left it somewhere back in the shop. So that comes later when we get all the body done. We'll do some exhaust work. Yep, all these is gonna have to be finished welded and then grinded down. And it's gonna be a lot of body work, but hey, you know, we have time. This is just a project that we work on our spare time. But yeah, no, this is where we're at. We currently have 2 other projects going on. My son got that 87 RXZ Camaro that I've been helping him with. So we've been kind of putting off on this project for a few months. We'll get back on this in a few weeks, and hopefully we'll make some more progress. All right, guys, well, this is what we got. Can't wait to get to the next step where we get the hood built in and then get the windshield going. Yeah, body work. Other than that, we can start firing up the engine and test drive around. Yeah, it's gonna be nice when this is done for sure. So yeah, some outdoor further back shot for you. There we go. By the way, when we built the frame, we had to lift it about 6 inches. So yeah, this is about 6 inch taller than the normal Humvee, and then wheels are 40 instead of 37, so that's 1.5 inches. So yeah, it's about 7.5 inches taller than the Humvee. It's gonna look real nice and wide. Yeah, so this is what we got. Here's an update to where we at with the Humvee project. Pretty much removed all the suspensions down to the parts that are critical to keep the frame in place. So all these is gonna have to be sanded down or wire brush as much as possible. Bought new calipers for these, so that can be just thrown away. New rotor, new calipers. We'll get everything repainted. But yeah, this is as far as I can take down without separating the frame rails, and that could be a major task. So we'll leave it in place. The engine's still on. Radiator, oil cooler, transmission fluid cooler, all that stuff been taken out. Sitting over here. Bought a new radiator for it from Champion. These are like a third of the price of the OEM stuff, and these are aluminum as well, so it's definitely worth doing the upgrade. So pretty much up here, I left it as it was, so I can start working on the stuff that I removed. So what I did was having all this sandblasted and repainted, so that's where it is right now. I have the 4th one outside being painted. Yeah, it's just such a mess right now. Yeah, some of the stuff that still need to be sandblasted and cleaned up. There we go. There's some more parts down there. That's the stabilizer bar or sway bar. Frame rails are in pretty good shape. We just need a good paint job on it. I mounted the fuel tank into the frame. It's supposed to be mounted to the body, but I put in some brackets and mount it on. That way it's easier to drop the body on. From here back, it's already been wire brush, and then apply a rust encapsulator from Eastwood, and painted with Eastwood extreme chassis paint, and it's supposed to be very durable. So this work's complete. The brakes have been removed. It's been painted outside. So these are the stuff that need to stay on, because if I start removing these, the frame rail is going to separate and it's all going to fall apart. But everything else has been removed. And I'm just about to get things reassembled again. So the spring already been sandblasted and painted. I decided to paint it red. Look like a sport type of springs. Let's walk to this side. So all the nuts and bolts already been sandblasted, and I organize them in such fashion so I know which one's which. And surprisingly, that's like very much different lengths of bolts that you can see. They're the same size as far as diameter go, but like the length is all different. You can see how that is. And then yep, so I got them all organized into groups of similar bolts, so I know how to assemble them. Everything in here has been sandblasted as well. Probably rust proof it, and then I'll get it reassembled. Here, most of the stuff that already been sandblasted and painted with the Eastwood Extreme chassis paint, and it's supposed to be very durable. Those are control arms. Here's the brakes. It's the new brakes that that I purchased. Those goes on there. Shocks are in here. These are the very front and rear. What do you call this? Cross members. So they were taken out again, sandblasted, repainted, all that stuff. I went ahead and purchased new rotors. I had another two that still need to get it painted. So a lot of people ask, why do I paint my rotors? The brake pads are gonna ruin them. But no, it's actually not. If you paint it with high temperature paint, what you do is the brake goes on this portion and it will strip the paint there, but it leaves the paint elsewhere, and that way you don't get your rotors rusted. And it proven to work pretty well with my other cars that I restored. So make sure you spray paint in there as well. Keep it nice and clean, rust free. Yeah, so that's where we at. I got a bunch of stuff out the shop out back. We're probably not gonna take a walk out there just yet. I'll do another video when we start putting things together. Yeah, so this is where we're at. So I'm starting to reassemble the rear end of the Humvee, and thought I'd go through these with you guys. I did a video on this particular caliper because I had to rebuild them. It's a pretty informative video if you guys decide to rebuild your caliper. Took me a while to figure that one out. Anyway, I got both of these. You know, I removed the rust and everything, painted with the caliper paint just so it doesn't get rusty again. Painted this, make it look nice and neat. See what else? Yeah, pretty much I just rust proof everything and apply Eastwood paint on them. Get it nice and durable. So yeah, so the first thing I'm gonna do is getting this rear cross member back on, and this I hang on both sides with these brackets, and they fit like so, going like that, and then that is going up there. Let's see here, up to here like so on the inside, and that's what's hanging or connecting the cross member from one side to the other, and it's also hang from here and here. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. Show you guys when it's finished. It's starting to look pretty good back here. Yeah, I got the rear cross member installed. Not too bad at all. It comes in quite easy. So the two side pieces goes here. You get this onto here, and then you bring this up from below, just so this will come in. And then once you get to the top, you can hang it right there, and then start, you know, putting these two bolts in to keep it in place, and then get the 6 bolts in. There's 4 bolts there. I'm just gonna go ahead and torque everything down. All right, I got quite a bit more done back here. So I got some of the stuff back on. This one I had to replace, so ordered this from eBay. It's quite less expensive to get these replacement parts. These bolts are 260 foot-pound, and that goes for all these size bolts, all these, including these down here, 260 foot-pound. Got those on. So this is the tower for the spring, and so I got the lower control arm on. Spring is gonna go on next. Compress it with a jack, and then we'll get the shock on. The shock is inside, so the shock is gonna be mounted up here. And yeah, so that's next. All the brakes are done. Couldn't find a proper clip for these, so I'm just gonna do this for now until I purchase something permanently. Got this all reassembled. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Got both sides done. Looking really decent from out back. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and rust treat all these and then paint it black, so it's not gonna rust again. Before I move forward, I like to put a coat of paint on every single thing in here, so it doesn't get rusted like what happened before. Well, getting the springs and the shocks on was quite a challenge. What happened is you have to compress this using a jack to the point where you raise this far enough to get the bolt through, except for when you try to jack this up, the entire frame comes up because it's so light. I had the body removed. So what I did was I mounted or strapped this portion of it to the hitch of my truck, and that way this whole thing got pulled down as you raise this up, just so it doesn't get picked up, because without a strap this entire frame come off. and I still don't have enough room to get this through. So anyway, I got it in. Just kind of a pain. Definitely need to get the spring seated in first before you get the shock lined up. We tried to do it the other way, and me and my son were struggling trying to get this in. Yeah, everything is heavy and there's a lot of tensions on it, so just gotta be extra careful working on the suspension.